Friends, welcome, and now we are planning to develop one very special game for you in JavaScript. And now it's time to talk about another very interesting game that is known called Tic-Tac. Tic-Tac-Toe is world's favorite game. We have already played a lot in our childhood days and still my favorite game. So I have decided to basically offer you this Tic-Tac-Toe game developed in JavaScript, HTML plus CSS, which can create something really very great effects for the end users. So let's go and start developing our next game that's called Tic-Tac-Toe. So in this Tic-Tac-Toe, I will start working with creating a folder called Tic-Tac, and inside this I'm going to create a new file name called index.html. Now here onwards the same thing, I'll be creating this HTML tags, and now here onwards we want our some classes for headers and footer, but so we're going to create some div tag now. So in this div tag I'll be creating some of the tags in which the CSS class will be applied. So we're just going to create a classes, we're going to just use those classes, but we'll create it later on. So just go ahead and create those. So we are saying div. Okay, so now this point onwards, this is my first div tag. Inside this I'll keep my h1 tag, and under this h1 I will be offering some of the headings which will be useful to contain some necessary information with regards to this game. So div, here we say h1, and inside this h1 we give the message called class equal to header, and here I'll give the name called is a tic-tac-toe game. After this div class, here we will start working with our form tag. Within my form tag I will start my div. After div tag I will use label, so label for player 1, or else I can say player 1, and inside this let's give the name called player 1. Label is closed, and after this label we'll start working with our input tag, input. Now in this input, what are the details I need? First I need called type equal to text number 1. Second, placeholder equal to enter name. Next, name equal to player 1. Next we want id equal to player 1, and then any class if I want to apply. Anyways, we're going to close this. This is my first text box, and same thing I would like to create for my another one. So the first div tag we have used, let me go and create another div tag. In this div tag I'll use the same label, copy the same, paste it here, and this is for player 2. So we have this 2 players with me, and after this div tag I'll offer the submit button now. Input up to submit. Start game. Now the form tag is closed here, div tag is also closed. So you want the div tag to be closed or before that, that's up to you now. So here we have a called div class, whichever we have taken. So if you want, you can basically put it later or before, whatever. So we have a basically form tag with us. So form tag is there. Later on you can just show some containers where the details will be visible to me. So here after the form tag, let me try to offer, but first check whether it is really working fine. So here we have this option called enter name after this tic-tac-toe. So so here the details we have taken: input applicable text and input applicable text. Okay, so two values we are taking now, and accordingly we will go ahead now. Finally, after the form tag, we would like to start with working with the div tag again. Div, and inside this div, since I haven't created any CSS classes, so those we can use it little later on, but let's have this div, and inside this div I would like to use one more div tag. Okay, and here we want to use one more div tag. So inside this div we will be using one more div tag. So in this div we can just give the value called data id equal to 0, id equal to 0. It's just the value we're passing it. Div data id equal to 0. The div tag is getting closed. Fine, so that's how we want it now. So here the first div tag is closed. Like that we can create another data id. So 0, 1, 2, total number of 3 we want to create it. So I want to create 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. So the way we have created here, for this div, let's go and create one more div tag, id equal to 1, 2. 3 options we have it now. Okay, like that I can keep on creating the others also. 2, 3, 4, 5. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Total number of 5 we have created. One more I would like to create it now here for 6. There will be no difference because we haven't changed anything here. Okay, so the div tag is getting closed here. Okay, and that's it. And if you want to create some clear board or button, that you can basically offer it a little later on, but here we can use one more div, and here we say div class equal to relative, and within this div tag I can use any image tag if I want. So I just leave it as it is, and after this I can create one more div tag, and inside this another div, okay, and under this I'm going to create a button. Okay, and in this button we'll be having some value. Okay, we can give the value name called replay. This button is created, and now we can create a clear board span, and here is a clear board. That's it. Okay, so here is just a small game I want to develop it. Better. Now there's no user interface has been used, so this user interface will be using it later on by offering them a pure look and feel, so that it gives me more better look when your application will start. But most importantly, I need to start working with the JavaScript part where the logic will get calculated here. Okay, so we want to start with the JavaScript, so let's get included the JavaScript in my code. So here I can say here script tag, script equal to, now the file I haven't created, so let it be as it is. That's it. So this is my script tag, and let me try to include my style sheet also. So I just say link rel equals style sheet and give the name called app.css, though I haven't created, but I'm giving it. Okay, that's it. So we have taken this HTML into our consideration. Now we'll be creating this CSS as well as the JavaScript to make this example complete. Well, we are ready with our HTML. Now it's time to basically go back and spend time on our JavaScript. So we're going to create a new file now with the name called app.js, and inside this we will start writing the logic with our main application. Okay, now the first thing is how we're going to start now. Yeah, so first thing what we need to do is we need to attach window dot add event listener, and when the window will load, some logic should happen. So I'm saying load. Second is the name of the function. So the name of the function perhaps does not exist, but I can give the name called app, which I'm going to create it shortly. Now here, first of all, let me try to create a game board. I'm saying let game board equal to, now let me have some of the values because it is 8 digit. So we just make it like that, and one more for making it 9. Okay, so that's how we're going to create it now. Okay, now this is all empty right now. After that, we're going to create let turn, just a new variable, equal to 0. What this is, it keep tracking if X or 0 player its turn, like which player turns it to be, so just it is trying to mention it. Now I'm saying let winner equal to false. Okay, now let's go and create the player. So create player. How are you going to create a player? We say const player equal to, what we're going to pass, name. Okay, equal to, now inside this we can say name equal to name. Next we say return name. That's it. Okay, after that I'm defining let player x equal to player with the empty value, and again player y equal to player as an empty value. Now let's try to initialize the app. Okay, initialize the app. Now inside this initialize the app, we're going to create a new function app, and inside this we're going to create a variable like by saying let input field equal to, first of all, document dot get element by id. Here we're going to take the class name of this particular text field, so we are saying input hyphen field. Okay, dot focus. Okay, now after this we have to say const add players equal to, once again, document dot get element by id, we'll just give the name called player form. Okay, next we are saying add player, okay, dot add event listener. We want to attach the event. On which event? Submit event. And what logic? Add players. Okay, after that, once the players are added, we are saying let replay button equal to, once again, document dot get element by id, or rather I will say document dot query selector. Document dot query selector replay btn. Okay, it will be just the name, we are basically taking that. And here we say replay button dot add event listener. Which event I want to say? Click. Okay, that is the first event. Second, reset board. Reset board. That we are basically passing that. Okay, now this is the initial case which we have it. Now beyond that, I will add, this is the players what we have added right now. It slides to add the players. So this is how we have initialized. After that, let's add players. How to basically add the players? Here we have to just define the function add players. Okay, it will take event as a parameter and say event dot prevent default. This prevent default will try to prevent the default behavior which is submitting to be get avoided. And now here we say if this dot player 1, so we just define the property called player 1. If this dot player 1 dot what value, okay, is blank, okay, or this dot player 2, this dot player 2. Now I just want to find it out its value also. Value blank. Then what I should do? In this case I'm saying alert, you must enter the name for each field. The user has to add the values, and after that return. Okay, now the next thing is like we would like to select the players in this inside this by saying const player form container. Again, const player from container equal to document dot query selector. Document dot query selector. Here we will just pass the value called enter hyphen players. Okay, now we say const board main equal to document dot once again query selector board underscore main. Okay, After that, player form container dot class list dot class list dot add. Here we're giving the name called what? Height container. Height hyphen container. And after that, you just say board main dot class list dot remove height hyphen container. Okay, so we have basically taken that. And after this, what I will do, I'll just say player x dot name equal to this dot player 1 dot value. Okay, this for player x. Copy this. Player y 2. And after that, that's it. So we have done it now. So we'll be calling other functions one by one, but that is the first thing which we have implemented. Well, so add player function is added right now, and after this add player, we have to basically call one more, that is called, which returns the current player. So I'm saying return current player. And here what I will do is we will just write function, and here we say current player. And in this current player, what we will do is we will say return turn just variable, okay, percentile 2, we're just adding it with this 0. Okay, if it is, then x turn, I'm telling you, okay, or else so we are adding like the current player. Who says the current player right now? Well, after this adding the return current player, we're going to add the other function that is known as called return the current player. Return current player is having this value, and after that we need to say resize the square in event browser is resized. Once again, if the browser is getting resized, automatically the square size of your tic-tac-toe should also get increased. So we just say resize squares, and here we're gonna say this option equal window dot add event listener. Now we have a call option called resize here, and the second parameter what we are passing is called on resize. Okay, on resize. Now let's try to add it. After this, we are writing this function called function on resize. That is the function name for me, the one which we are passing into the second parameter. We are saying let all cells equal to document dot query selector all. In this we are passing board underscore cell. Okay, and then we are using another option called what? Let cell height equal to all cells with the position, okay, dot of set width. After that we are saying all cells dot for each. Here we are passing cell and after that we are using cell dot style dot height equal to, now he'll be using this backtick and use this dollar sign and say cell height, and that too in a pixel. So this will be taking the dynamic values. Okay, that's it over. Now we have to just launch our build board. Now build board, build board. So how are we gonna build our board now? For this we are saying function build board, and inside this build board we will see this option called let reset container equal to document dot, once again query selector, and pass the value called dot reset. Okay, and after that we are saying reset container dot class list dot remove, and we are passing the value called reset hyphen hidden, this value. And after that we may call some other type of functions also. Okay, so for those functions I can say first will be called on resize, after that we are calling add cell click listener, but I do not have that function with me, so these functions we need to create it by our own. Okay, so we will just leave those for a time being. Let's go back and create another functions now. So we just want to write another event with cell click event for player to attempt to make move. So here we are trying to say cell click event for player to attempt to make move. Now this function we need to create it, so we just say function now, we just say function and give the name of the function to make move. Now function make move, it takes event as a parameter, and here we are saying console.log and say turn. Now let's go back and try to check the another condition, that is called let current cell equal to %, because we have to read the value from there, and here we are saying what, event dot current target, sorry, event dot current target dot first element child, okay, dot dataset dot id. So we're reading these values. After that we use another variable called let cell to add token. Now here we are typing document dot query selector, and here using backtick I'm using this value called data hyphen id, okay, equal to, here we are using once again in a single quotes dollar current cell okay. So this value we are taking it like that. After that we are using this situation called if cell to add token dot inner HTML exclamatory mark blank. Once again, if cell to add token dot inner HTML equal to blank, then what next? So cell to add token dot inner HTML equal to blank, then what you should do? I'm saying console dot log and give the value the one which you want. Okay, so in this console.log, what value we can give it? Cell to add token, we have it. It is taking this value to the current cell dot inner HTML console.log, and inside my console.log we can set this cell is already taken. So values are already taken for this, and now we will be returning those values. After that, we will be using else condition, and here we use once again if current player, okay, is X, then we'll be using this option called cell. See, we have this property option available called cell to add token. So we are saying cell to add token, okay, dot text content equal to current player. Okay, and we say game board, the one which you have created, pass in this game board this value called current cell, and in this current cell value will be equal to X. Okay, else we can say cell to add token dot text content equal to current player, okay, and say game board current cell equal to like this. Okay, so here we are adding the values like that. So it is closed. After that, we can just use the function name called isWinner to check whether the user is winner or not. So we are saying is winner, okay, and after that we are saying turn plus plus. After that we are saying change. We do not have the function name called change board header names. Okay, so it's just like that we're giving it. So as usual, we can leave this function for a time being, and we'll call this little later on. So leave it as a for a time being. Okay, so your function is now ready. So the next thing what we need to check whether it is tie or not. Okay, so we are saying function check if tie. We're just checking the function whether this game is tie or not. So here we say if the condition is turn greater than 7, alert, game over. Okay, we can say game over, or else we can say a tie. Okay, well, after that we are saying winner. Function is winner. Now what we will check is we will check const winning sequences. Winning sequences, and here we are having this array and having the different conditions associated. We say 0, 1, 2, probability we are checking it, and then I just copy it. Well, we are saying 0, 1, 2, and here we are saying 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 0, 3, 6 again, 0, 3, 6, and once again 1, 4, 7, 4, 7, and next we have a call 2, 5, 8, 8, then we are checking the value called 0, 4, 8, 8, and one more last option we'll put is called 2, 4, 6. 6. So these conditions we are adding it now. After this array, we can say winning sequences dot for each and give the name called winning combos. Winning combos. And inside this winning combos, we are giving let cell1 equal to winning combos position 0. Then let copy and paste 3 times cell 2, cell 3, and here we get the value called what? 1, 2. 3 values we're giving it, and after that we are checking the condition. Let's say if, and here the conditions we are checking. What exactly that will be? For the game board, we are saying game board cell 1, current player ampersand come down, game board cell 2. I just also copy this the same line and paste it multiple times. Now here we are checking the condition for cell 2 and cell 3 and cell 3, and after that we are starting the position. So after that we are starting the position call by calling this condition call const cells and then equal to document dot get element by document dot query selector all, and here let's select the position dot board underscore cell. Okay, then after that we will be using cells dot for each cell, and inside is what we are passing. We are saying let cell id equal to cell dot first element child. Okay, dot dataset dot id. So this is the value which we are basically adding it now, and we are using one more if condition. We are saying if cell id, now we are talking about call cell id triple equal to cell 1 or cell id cell 2 or cell id equal to cell 3. Okay, and in that case we can use cell dot class list dot add, give the name called board, just give the class name winner. So here we'll be giving the winner, and a part of that we can use the other conditions too. Okay, so here it is adding the value, and now let's say let current player equal to document dot get element by id. So you can basically define it. So current player you want, so we can use the current player or whichever conditions you want. So here we use what? The cell winner. Now small change, rather than using current player we can use the current player text. The new variable we are creating it, current player text document dot, rather than saying get element by id, we can say query selector, and in this query selector we'll be giving the value by saying dot board player hyphen turn, the value which we're giving it here, and that query selector value which we're given this, let me try to put it in a parenthesis like this. Okay, now here we just check if current player x, then what? Then in this case we can say current player, whatever the value we are using, current player text dot inner HTML equal to, now we can define the value whichever you want to offer it. We just use a condition called div class equal to okay, so we are saying congratulations. Okay, and here we say congratulations along with this dollar sign, and here we pass player by dot name, and here the div tag is getting closed like this. Okay, so that's the message we are basically printing it, and after that we give this value and say this message called winner equal to true, and after that if you want to apply remove that function we haven't written, we'll be talking about a little later on, and just say return true again. So your function is ready now, and later on we can just check the condition if winner, if winner, or we can say check if tie and return false. That's it. Now in a continuation to this example, we're gonna develop another function which the name is called change board header names. So let's continue by defining the new function called function change board header names. So this change board header names will be the new function for us, and here we would like to check whether the user is winner or not. So here we say if not winner, then what? Then in that case we have to say let current player text equal to document dot query selector. In this we'll be getting the details like dot board, and here we're gonna give the name called player and hyphen turn, player hyphen turn. Now later on, after this particular variable, we have to just check the condition by saying if current player equal to x, if the position is x, sorry, let me try to put it in a capital letter here, x, then we have to say current player dot inner HTML equal to, now here we have to just use the same option called backticks because I want to go multi-lines. That's the benefit of this backtick. And here we say in our inner HTML span class equal to name hyphen hyphen style, close this, and here we want to use the statement. Now this value we want to write it with name attribute, so it is getting closed, and here we are saying dollar with this player x dot name, and then close the span tag, and we say you are up, like this. And after that we say div class equal to, we're just going to create a class which later on we can apply the CSS style on the top of that, u hyphen r hyphen winner, and here we say closing the div tag. So the div tag is closed. That's it. And now after this line, what next we have this called else condition. Else. What else? Here we say current player text dot inner HTML equal to, after this we're going to write the span class equal to, here we say name hyphen hyphen, same option we're going to use it. So in this condition, so winner conditions, so let me try to copy the same rather than copying it again and again. I'll just copy the whole text. Span class equal to name hyphen hyphen style player, rather than saying x we have to use y, you are up, you are winner. Okay, so here it's getting closed. Well, after this what we have to do, create another function called reset board. Function reset board. Now in this function reset board we just say console.log a small message resetting is added. Now afterwards we will be using the game board, and the same game board what we have used it earlier, I'll be using the same conditions. On the top, if you remember, that was the game board for me, so I'll be using the same game board. We copy this, yeah, with the same condition. Okay, game board equal to this. After that line we will say let cell to add token equal to document dot query selector all. Here in this I'll be using another class called letter. Now cell to add token, whichever we've used, dot for each square, and within this square we would like to use square dot text content equal to blank. After that square dot parent element dot class list dot remove, and here we would like to say board, okay, underscore cell winner. So these classes we yet to create, because these CSS classes we are just using this, but we haven't created. We'll be using it little later on. So that was the point. Now after that we are defining the turn value, turn equal to 0, because we are resetting it, and winner equal to false. After that, winner equal to false, we just define another variable called define let current player text equal to document dot query selector all. Document query selector all. So here we're going to use the name called board define player hyphen turn after that current player text dot inner HTML equal to, once again we have to use the condition for up and winner point. So let me try to copy this. Inner HTML equal to, okay, and in this we have to say player x dot name. Okay, just everything is same, no change at all. Okay, now here after that we're gonna write one more function called function add cell click listener. That means when I will be adding or clicking something to my cell, what kind of event I would like to listen. Here we are saying const cells equal to document dot query selector all. Let's check the condition board cell, and here once again we say cells dot for each dot for each and here we say cell dot add event listener, which event I want to listen, click, and the second parameter will be handler. Once call make move. Okay, and this function which we have created called add cell clicks listener, okay, this I'll be calling it here. Perfect. Later on, once it is done, let's try to add one more function called function remove cell click listener. Remove cell click listener. Now here we say let all cells equal to document dot query selector all. Let's pass board cell, and now we say all cells dot for each cell, and here we say cell dot remove event listener, which event click, and second parameter will be make. That's it. So friends, now here most of our JavaScript code is written now. So going forward we would like to use CSS, and finally we'll be applying everything into our HTML file. Well, after the JavaScript file is ready towards my application, now it's time to go and create our HTML file now. Sorry, the CSS. So Inside my tic-tac, I have got app.js and index.html ready. Now here I'm going to create another file here called app.css. See, you can basically put this app.css in any other folder like in static folder, but I have just kept it outside. Now from this point onwards, I would like to start with my basic functionalities. Okay, what those are? Let's start with the first feature called body. With my body, some basic settings I would like to do, like in background image, background color. So I just start with background color. Background color, I can just use it as a white. Okay, but I don't think so it's really needed it. So if you want, you can have it. Otherwise, leave this background color because it's by default going to be white only. And now, next would be called height. Height will be 800 pixels. Next, background position. Background position, I just say like center. Next, background repeat, in case if you do not want to repeat the image. Background repeat, and here I say no repeat. Next, background size. Here we are saying cover. Okay, so it resizes the background image to cover the entire container. Okay, so that's what the body part. Now the next thing is we have to select the rest of the CSS classes. So first select div dot relative. Inside this div dot relative is first say called position. Position we are saying absolute. Next is top. From the top I'm just making 760 pixels. Next right we are just saying 120 pixels. Next, after this we are saying height container, height dot container, or sorry, height hyphen container. Here in height hyphen container we will display colon none. Well, after that we have to use the header point. Header. Inside this header we will say color will be by default white, but still we just say color and white. Next text line we just say center. Next margin will be 15 pixels. Next, font family. Font family I'm selecting called permanent marker. Permanent marker. Okay, next class we are talking about called interplayer. That's called dot inter hyphen players. Now in inter hyphen players we will say color. Will once again we can use any other color, but we can just use white or any color you want, or you can just use hash. Okay, margin we are giving it's called 0. Auto width we are looking forward for 80%. Next, text align, center, position, relative. Now next we're going forward for input field. In this input field we just say border border 2 pixels, solid and black. Next, outline none. I do not want any outline to be there. Next, padding, I can take 4 pixels, 8 pixels, 4 pixels, 8 pixels. Now margin, we are saying 0, 0, 10 pixels. Okay, and finally 4 pixels. After this margin, we say font size 18 pixels. Okay, so that is your input field. Next, we are talking about something called input field focus. Input hyphen field, okay, colon focus. Now here, border 2 pixel, solid red, or any other color which you want to use it. Next, how you want your submit button to be. So I'm saying dot submit hyphen btn, border 2 pixels, solid and black, padding 8 pixels and again 8 pixels, font size 18 pixels. Now width 250 pixels, followed by border radius 5 pixels. Next, your margin from top, let's take 10 pixels. After that, background color, let's take white only. Okay, so this is the property. Now going forward, you can associate with your submit button active and submit button focus. So we are saying dot submit hyphen btn colon active, and two options we are taking, followed by condition outline none. Next, border, we're talking about code 2 pixels, solid, and the color red. Okay, so that's the one. And after that, we like to use hover dot submit hyphen button colon hover. What you want? Change the background color to what? White. You can use white smoke. Well, here we like to use dot board. Here we'd like to use player hyphen. These are the classes we were using in our JavaScript, we remember. And here we say color we are using once again white, or you can use this white smoke, whichever you want. So, well, later on, text align, center, margin 10 pixels, 0 and 10 pixels, height 54 pixels. Okay, so these are the properties initially we have taken. Okay, so after this turn, let's go and start the another classes here. I'm saying dot name hyphen style, and here we are saying color red, and then font size 22 pixels. Well, now coming back to the another properties, now we're talking about the next important called border container, called board container. Dot board container. Here we define width, which is 40 pixels we are taking, or sorry, 40% we can rather take. After that, background color, that we can say quadrat blue. Okay, next margin we're taking is a 0 and auto. After that, font size we are taking 0. Next, border we are taking 2 pixels, then solid, and then black, followed by box shadow. We remember this box shadow is one of the very CSS3 popular property. Here we are defining 3 pixels, 3 pixels, 3 pixels, 0 pixels, and RGB we can talk about called black. Okay, so my border color will be, shading color will be black. After that, we're offering this board cell dot now in this board cell we are defining width, now in this width we are using calculation CALC, and in this calculation we are defining 100%, okay, divided by 3. This calculation. After this, the next property will be display. Display will be inline block. Next, font size, we're taking 40 pixels. Well, text align, center, border, we are taking 2 pixels, solid, and black. Adding 20 pixels. Vertical align, top. Next, font family. This family I can use permanent marker. Okay. Now, next option, a part of this, we have a call your board cell will board cell hyphen winner. I would say rather hyphen winner. Now, spelling wrong. This has to be D. Yeah, board cell winner. Let's make background color red. Okay, and later on just use letter. Now in this letter we just give the color combination, so color will be white. Next, position relative top 50%. Next, transform translate y to minus 50%. After that, font family, we are making it once again permanent marker. Let me copy. Okay. Now here next option will be called winner container. Here we're giving winner with dot winner hyphen container. Okay, so for this winner container, what are the values we want to use it? That's you want to basically do it. So if for this winner container, what I would rather suggest is you can use dot reset text align center margin 20 pixels up. That is for reset. And now reset hidden. Inside this reset hidden, we will set display none, display none. Okay. After this, the replay button. Now we will talk about replay button dot replay hyphen btn, and here width we make it to 25%. Okay, and followed by padding 10 pixels. We take it from here and 20 pixels. Border, this border we are taking is called 2 pixels, followed by solid. Okay, and black color. Now later on, border radius we are taking 5 pixels. Later on, outline, I'm saying none. After this outline, we say letter spacing. Now this letter spacing would be again 0. After that, text transform. This text transform value we are talking about called uppercase. Next, font size. Font size, we are taking 16 pixels. Then margin top would be 12 pixels. Then word spacing, that you are taking 3 pixels, followed by background color. This you are taking white as usual. So this is for your replay button. Okay. Now in a similar line, we can also have call dot replay hyphen btn colon hover, followed by dot replay hyphen active. Now apply the common style outline. We are making it none. Then color, we are making it is called white. Then background color will be black. Okay, and when it comes to the congratulations, so we'll be using this dot okay, So this congratulations class will be using font size to what, 24 pixels, and after this we are using this call winner dot u hyphen r dot winner. In this winner we will be taking font size, okay, that's 18 pixels. After that height we are taking 18 pixels again. Then line height we are taking 18 pixels, and then margin 2 pixels, and then 0. Okay, that's it. So last but not least, we would like to use this dot replay hyphen btn. This I'm saying width 50%. 50%. So this is what my CSS file is all set. I know it was pretty lengthy, but it is required for this particular application. Okay everyone, so we are all ready with our CSS also. Now it's time to go back to our index.html file and take care about the final finishing touch. So we have this index.html file with us, and now the CSS class which we were using it in our application, that is known as called this permanent marker. This class is not by default available, so we have to include this using this external API. So here where we have a call CSS with us, before that we want link So within this link, we want a one variable name called href equal to, now we have to give the proper location by saying https://fonts dot google apis okay .com/css question mark family equal to permanent plus marker. Okay, so if you just copy this into your browser, you will get to know where exactly it is using. Okay, if I just copy and paste it, so I just need to say https before, yeah, https fonts dot googleapis.com slash, oh, spelling wrong, css family equal to permanent marker. That is the main URL from where I can take this kind of font. So here CSS, so that's what I was cross verifying it. Well, it's there, we have included our CSS also, but in which class we need to use, that is an important now. JS, I also want to include it. So here in my head tag only, I would like to include script src equal to app.js. So here my script is actually loaded now. After that, if I just go back and check the final outcome of my code, which is index.html file, well, it pretty much look like in basic. Nothing else has started when we talk about called start game. Okay, so it needs to start because there is no CSS class are attached. So I need to attach those classes within my code. So here onwards, we have to start with offering those CSS classes so that at least I can apply those common behaviors to my application. Okay, like here we have a call div. We haven't attached any class to this. After this body, we have a call div h1 class equal to header tic-tac-toe. Then we have a call div. We have a call body Under this, we have a call another div tag. So just imagine how many type of classes are available. One, we have a call div class equal to header. Div class is closed. Again, we have a call one more div tag. So like that, multiple CSS files are there where we have to apply the new CSS class to make it happen. So now we have to just go back and change our HTML and to apply our main class. So this is what my final HTML, which looks like the same. You can see we have added all those type of CSS classes which we had, that is called enter player, player form, player container, label, placeholder, and player container. And if you see all different type of classes, we have attached this to. Okay, because here only my CSS class will get applied, and the JavaScript will apply those kind of dynamic CSS based on certain conditions. So these CSS classes are already there, added inside your HTML page. Our app CSS is ready, app.js is also ready. Now let's go back and try to reveal how it looks like. Awesome. So it looks like pretty nice. Tic-Tac-Toe is a game. It is expecting. When I say start game, it says you must enter a name for each field. Validation is working. Let me try to add 2 names and say start game. Awesome. So now you can see it is saying, hey, you are up. Now let me try to give the values. Awesome. Now you can see it's saying like, hey, you are a winner. Great. So guys, congratulations on this, the first example of how the Tic-Tac-Toe game is used. So it is a classical example of CSS, JavaScript and HTML together. So this time we're going to talk about our next very interesting feature that is known as called dealing with another example that is called snake game. So snake game is one of the very powerful example which I'm going to share with you, which will help you to understand like how we offer a very simplest way of developing a mini project. Okay, that is something which is a snake game. Let's see how the snake game is important and how we're going to deal with this. These are our previous examples which we have seen, which I will call a project which we have created, that is called quiz application. And now we're going to start working with our new project. Now here, first of all, I'm going to create a new folder that is called snake game. And inside this snake game, we need some new folders. First folder I'm going to create it inside this, that is called images. And within this snake games, I'm going to create few new files that is called index.html. And here I'm going to create a new file name called app.js. And at the same time, I'll be having some of the CSS files if I need, so I can say app.css. So total number of 3 files I have it now. Let me close down all the files whichever I have opened it earlier. So now that looks cleaner approach. So this is a snake game for us from where we need to start. And we have a called index.html file. And here I will, as usual, create our basic HTML syntax, and here I would like to include our script tag, script src equal to app.js. That's it. And now going forward, we will start developing our next implementation of snake game. Now inside my body tag, I would like to have some basic property called speed. Okay, and later on I'll be taking the input from the client. So we are saying input type equal to. So here we can justify the speed, and we can give id equal to game speed, and followed by value equal to, we can give the value called 5 initial value, and min equal to 1, that is the minimum value, and max equal to 9. That is the maximum and minimum value we can offer. Beyond that I won't allow the users to go. And step, that means the increment value, that is 1. Well, that is the input type. And now another input we are taking input type equal to button and value equal to start, and then id equal to game start. Okay, so we're giving these values. After that, I can give some breaks. So 2 breaks we are giving it, and start working with the div tag now. And in this div tag, I'll be using the canvas. It is a HTML5 feature. We use canvas, and I just give id equal to game area. That is a canvas, and after this canvas, we will, that div tag is closed here. After the div tag, I can use another div tag, div. Here I can say class equal to, I may not have any class written, but I can say class equal to relative. So later on, if I want to apply any CSS style, I can certainly apply. And after that, I can offer the images. Okay, so I may not have any images right now, so I just leave this image blank right now. Okay, and this script src, I'll load it only before my body tag get closed. It is always a good practice to keeping this script tag on a bottom of the body tag, always designed for good practice. Now this is almost ready for me. Let me check. Okay, so I can see values. Now it will go maximum 9, that is how we have given, and minimum is 1. Start is the button which is not doing anything, but later on we can allow some logic inside this. Now we have to start working with our main JavaScript tag. This is my app.js, and here onwards we will use some of the properties, okay, which I want to initialize it. So we are saying var game start equal to null, initialized. Second, game speed equal to null. Next, game area equal to null. Game area context equal to null. Then game area width equal to 0, that is integer value. Game area height equal to 0 again. Then cell width equal to 0. Play score equal to 0 again. Next, snake equal to null. Next, snake food equal to null. Next, snake direction equal to null. Snake speed, or else I can say speed size equal to 0. Next we have a timer equal to null. So these number of properties we have initialized. Okay, now after that we will be writing a function by saying function name is called initialize. Okay, and here in initialized we would like to use some of the properties. First we are saying game start equal to document dot get element by id. Here I can give the value called hash game start. Let me put it in double quotes. Game start. Now game speed. Now these all basically the values are there. Game start, game speed. These all values we have to take it. Okay, so we will be seeing these values one by one. So let me say the another one that is called game speed. Game speed equal to again document dot get element by id. Now we are passing the game speed. Game speed. Now here once again I will take another point, game area. I say game area. Here you have to give the value called game area. Okay, so these values we have taken. Now we'll be talking about called game area context. Game area context equal to game area dot get context. And in this game context we will be using what type of context? We are saying 2D. Okay, because I want to have the kind of 2D. So this is how the kind of environment we want to set. Next we talk about game area width equal to, just initialize to 400. Next game area height equal to 600. Now cell width we are initializing with 20. Next game area dot width. Okay, so game area dot width equal to game area width, and then we define game area dot height dot equal to game area height. So these are the values we are initializing this. Okay, now after that we have to start writing the logic. Here I'm saying game start dot. Now we have to line which event you would like to take. So I will say on click. So when I basically click, what should happen? So on click equal to function. So what you want to write it here? I'm saying this dot disabled equal to true. So I want to disable these values, and after that we want to call another function inside this. But which function? Let's do that. So here we are saying function start game, and here in start game we want to define the initial score. See, the initial score for the player will be certainly 0. So we say player score equal to 0. After that, direction, in which direction you want the snake to move. So we are saying snake direction equal to right, in the right direction. Then speed size, the variable which we have defined. So speed size equal to, because it will be accepting the value from the text boxes or from the drop down, so it certainly will be string type. So we have to use %. So we're using this option called %, and here we are using game speed dot value. Okay, so we are using this value game speed dot value. Now here we would like to calculate certain things. What those are? First we are saying if, okay, what if condition. See, this function we are writing called start game, because there are certain things which you need to make it. So like that we have to define it. So function initialize, we have started, okay, and then after that we have written on click within this. So this is what the on click we had, and there onwards we have to finish this point. And after that we've started start game, and now we'll be writing the logic for this. So here we are saying if we're saying speed size, we're saying if is speed size greater than 9, in case if it is, the value uses hard coded it, then we would like to write a logic here. And what this logic would be, if says if it is greater than 9, we say speed size equal to 9. We basically initialize to what? 9. Here we say else if speed size is 0, we say speed size, speed size equal to 1. That means if it is less than 0, I will be making it minimum to 1. If it is greater than 9, I will be making it to 9 maximum. And that's it. Okay. So after this else if condition is getting closed, we are saying speed size equal to 1. So here we just say snake equal to array. So that is my array for me. And after that we are saying snake dot push, because it needs to move ahead, and here we'll be pushing it towards by saying x position 0, and then the y, and here the y value will be what? Cell width. That means how far it can go. So it will go within the width of this application. Okay, so that's how exactly we would like to make it. Okay, so here we have a call cell width, which we have given here. After that, what we have to do is we have to define our own function called clear interval, and this clear interval perform any logic whichever I would like to make it. Okay, so here after that snake.push value has been given. Here I will be creating one more function here that's known as called create food. Okay, so here we're saying create food. So create food will be the function for me. Now you might be thinking where this function is, but this function will be declared soon within your application. But here first we are saying the function called clear interval with a timer. Okay, whatever the timer will be passing it, and after that this clear interval will be saying timer equal to set interval. With this we are saying create game area, create. Now here in our application, whatever the value we are giving it, that we need to basically implement. So here we are giving this called create food is a function we are calling. After that we are calling this clear interval. Clear interval will be just like in a typical function which is there. After that we are using this option called create game area. So this will be available to me on which the value will be taken that. Okay, and then we will be telling you how you can call this function create food and how to create it first. Well, so we are talking about a functionality called create game interval. So this create game timer is the one which we have to create it by our own. So this function which we are passing it after the saying set interval, this function is not yet there. So we have to basically go back and create this function within my application. Fine. So what we will do is just particular one, we will try to comment it for a time being. Okay, so here we have a call what? Create interval. In this create interval, we'll be passing any parameters which we are passed about as a timer here, and here we are calling this called create food. So here after that we'll be calling this function called create food. So let's go and say function create food, and this function create food, let's go and write a logic here. And what logic we want to write it in a create food? We say snake food snake food equal to, and here in our curly braces we use two directions, x and y. We say in x we say math dot round, and inside this we say math dot random. After this math dot random function, we have to just take this calculation and check the another parameter called game area width, minus cell width, the one which you are passing it. And here after that we'll be performing the calculation by saying cell width. Okay, so this is for our x coordinate. Similar way we would like to use for my y coordinate also. Now math dot round dot number, game area height, but here rather than using width we'll be using height, minus cell width, let me give some space, divided by cell width. Okay, so that's where exactly it got closed. Okay, now here our application is now ready by calling the function called create food. Like that we'll be going to create another function called create game area. Let me go and create all the functions first. So we are saying function create game area, create game area. There's another function for me. After this create game area, there will be another function I'm going to create it, that is called control. Function control. Okay, after that we're going to write one more function called function write score. There's another function available for us, control, we have a called write score. There's another function which you're going to write it down here, that is called function write score is done. Now we say create square. Create square. There's another function, and finally we'll have a call change direction. Function change direction. So that's it. So these many functions we wanted to create it here in our system. Well, we know it very well that we have taken this called create food. Create food function is already ready now. Now we're going to talk about our next function called create game area. And in this create game area, we are defining two locations, var x direction and y direction. So we say snake x equal to snake, the position we are taking is called 0, and we are saying dot x. For the x direction, we are saying var snake y equal to snake, position we are taking once again 0, and dot y. So two directions we have taken, x direction and y direction. Now here we are starting game area context dot fill style, that you know it very well, it is a property. Fill style equal to which color you want to fill this up. So I'm saying hash white color. Okay, and then we are using this game area context again dot fill react. Now give the position values. I'm saying 0, 0, game area width, game area height. So we are basically filling the values. With color we want to use it called stroke style. Let me take this game area context again dot stroke style equal to, now we give the another color here by saying hash Okay, and then the next option called same game area context dot stroke react stroke react, and here we pass the values again 0, 0, game area width, game area height. So we're passing those values like that. And now after this we have to write a logic of the directions. Now see, when you talk about snake game, it moves left, right and center, up and down. So now in this case we have to increment the situations accordingly. So we say if the snake direction equal to right, then we say snake x plus plus. Now else if same, let's copy this, snake direction left, then what should happen? Here we say snake x minus. Okay, so we're taking like that. Let me copy this again. Now here we're taking about left, right, we say down. So in this case we say snake y plus plus, and in this case if it is up, then we say snake y minus. So these conditions we are taking it now. Now here after this else if condition, we would like to take another if condition. Now here in my if condition we are using some more lengthy statements. What's that? We say if snake x minus 1 or snake x double equal to game area width, which we have taken, divided by cell width, okay, or we are taking this condition called snake y double equal to minus 1. Okay, so we're giving this call minus 1, or snake y equal to game area height to cell width, or here we will take the another condition here. Yeah, we will take the another condition here called, we will have another function called control, which we have created it some time back, and inside this control it will take some parameters. So what those parameters we can pass? Here we can say snake x comma snake y comma third parameter will be snake. So this would be my another function. Okay, so here we are passing the conditions just like that. Okay, now here this is available to me as a parenthesis, and here we are writing the situation for right score, which is so far the function is only created, not described more. So we are writing the right score. The score will be written here, and here we are saying clear interval because the timer will be stopped. Okay, and we are saying game start dot disabled equal to false. and after that return. That's it. So this is the logic for we have written to this particular example. Now we can use another if more conditions here just to check the behavior of my code.
If getting your learning started is half the battle, what if you could do that for free? Visit Skill-Up by Simplilearn. Click on the link in the description to know more.
Well, here we have finished till this game start.disable equal to false, and we returned. Now, going forward after this return, we would like to have another condition for the snake x. So we say if snake x double equal to snake food dot x. Okay, snake food dot x ampersand snake y double equal to snake food dot y. Then in this case I will say var new head var new head equal to here x colon snake x y colon snake y. Snake x and y colon snake y. These options we are taking it. Now after that we are using this option called player score plus equal to speed size, and then we are calling create food method again, and here after that we are using the else condition, and in this else condition we are saying var new head equal to snake dot pop. Okay, and we are saying new head dot x equal to snake x, and new head dot y equal to snake y. So these values are basically associating with your heads, and after that we are saying snake dot unshift snake dot unshift, and here we are passing this option called new head. That's it. And after that we'll be starting with our for loop by saying for var equal to var I equal to 0, then I is less than snake dot length and snake dot length, and once I plus plus. Okay, later on we just use the option called create square, and in this create square we are passing snake position I dot x comma same snake dot y. That's it. So it's getting closed here, and after that we are calling the same option with this snake food. Let me copy this again, and here rather than using this we can say snake food dot x and snake food dot y. Okay, so now this values has been added into my code. Now we start working with your control. Control needs to take three parameters x, y and the array. So we are passing this option called control, and in this control we are taking x, comma y, comma array. Three parameters we are taking it. Later on we are using this option called for var I equal to 0, I is less than array dot length and I plus plus, and after that we'll be using this option called if condition, and here we say array I, which value we are passing, dot x double equal to x ampersand ampersand. Here we say array with a position called I, and in this we are saying dot y, and this position we are checking for the y condition. For the y condition, so it returns what? True. Return true. The condition. Okay, that is for if condition. Else return what? False. Now that's it. Now we are talking about this option name called write score. This write score we have to use the game area context. Game area context dot font equal to, here we'll be passing the situation. We are saying 50 pixels, and then sans hyphen serif. After that we are using call game area context again. Let me copy this, take it again, call game area context dot fill style equal to, here I'll be using the another color now, so we say hash okay. Now after that we are saying once again the game area context dot fill text. Here we are saying score colon, and here we say plus player score, whatever it is, with game area width slash 2 minus 100, and then again game area width slash 2. So this is where exactly the right score where the data will be actually written. Okay, next we'll be having this option called create square, and this create square, it takes two parameters. One we're talking about called x, second is taking y, and now here we're using this game area context, same dot fill style equal to, let me give the color. After this we're using call same area and text, game area text dot fill react. Here we are saying x multiply by cell width comma y multiply by cell width comma cell width comma cell width. This is what my create square is. Now we are left with only one option, that is known as called change direction. It's time to figure out this last function called change direction, which takes one parameter called e. Typically we talk about for parameters. Now here we are passing this option called var keys equal to e dot, and later on we want to say if keys equal to 40, okay, ampersand snake direction equal to up Okay, so here we say snake direction equal to down. So we are changing the directions here. Okay, now let me try to copy this, and here we use else if four times. Okay, so here we talk this 30, 40, and here we say 39, and followed by 38, followed by 37. 39, 38, 37, and here we say up. Let's change to what? Left, down, right. Here we say right, up, left. So three options we have changed, and last but not least here I will just use window dot on key down equal to change directions, and window dot on load, okay, equal to initialize. That's how exactly we want to use now. And this function what we have defined in initialize. Okay, so in this initialize we are having this game start dot on click and all, so we have a call start game now. So this start game will be calling it here. Okay, so in start we have a call snake, we have a call snake dot push, and after that we are calling this function called what? Create food, clear interval, and here we say timer equal to, here set clear interval, and here change game area slash speed size. That's how we want to use it. Okay everyone, so our code is almost ready. So we have this complete JavaScript code ready with me. Now it's time to basically use within my HTML just to check how it may behave. So in my HTML page I have written this normal speed, number, game speed, value, button, start, we have a call game start. After that we have a call canvas where we written id equal to call game area, div class equal to relative, and that's it. And here we have a call script src equal to app.js. So that's it what we have written now. Finally we would like to see how it may look if I try to use in my browser. Let me try to refresh. Okay, I really do not see any changes in my code. Okay, despite I'm having this, because the CSS content is actually missing. Okay, because there only my code will really look better, because if there is no CSS it won't really make good towards my application. Okay, and I also want to have certain images, but those images we will take it a little later on. Let me go back and try to bring CSS into this picture now. So first of all, have this index.html file with me, and here I want to use CSS. So inside my head tag we want to use link rel equal to style sheet, okay, href equal to app dot css. Okay, now here in my CSS we want to offer certain details. What those details I want to start working with? I will start with my body part. Body. So we want to offer the font family. So font family maybe a little bit later on I can use it. First I want to use margin. Margin 20 pixels. auto. Later, text align center. Next, font size 150 pixels, also 150%. And here we want to say background image. Since I do not have any image, so I will just leave it as a blank. Okay, so just otherwise I have to say URL, and inside this URL give some values, but I leave it as a blank because I do not have any image. I will say background color. In this background color I can just use white. After that, height I can just say 800 pixels. After that, background position I want to use center. Then background repeat I want no repeat. Then background size cover. Okay, let's see if there's an effect in my. Okay, I see it's now in the middle. Better. Now inputs canvas, we have to basically take that. Here we talk about called input. Okay, in this input I say font size may be optional, I can make it, but let me say font size 100%. Then text align center. Then padding I want to say 5 pixels and 7 pixels. Okay, looks better now. Well, here after that I can use canvas. In this canvas I want to say the background color. I just say white. After that, border radius I can say 20 pixels. Then shadow if I want to use it, so I just say box shadow I can say 3 pixels, 5 pixels and 6 pixels, and the color is black. Let's check. Awesome. So I can see here the logic is there. So shadow you can easily see how it has been using, and that's it. And this div, I can say div dot relative position absolute top. Here I'm saying using 760 pixels. Left 120 pixels. That's it. So this is where exactly I program. Now when I say start, okay, so there may be some error here. They say cannot set a property of call on click null. So just we can just check this into this game start dot on click. Let's check. Anyways, we just try to fix that issue in while. But anyways, we have our created CSS, and now going forward we'll be implementing rest of the logic within my code. Okay everyone, so we have changed some names here because there was some value was mismatched, so we have basically changed those values with your properties. And now when I try to relaunch my application, by this index.html file. So now in my index.html file, when I try to add, so it's just as usual, same. Let me say start, and here you can see game start. When I go up, you see like it's starting right now. Okay, isn't this an amazing game right now, friends? Okay, that is the same game what you used to play it earlier. Okay, but you can just change the direction, go up, and you can see the score title being placed here. That's it. So this is where exactly the look and feel of your game has been taken, and you can just increase the speed. Suppose if you just put a value called what 0, it by default set whatever value you want to take it with the start. Now you can see based on that the speed can be justified and the example can be developed. Okay, you can see the start button is disabled because right now the user is still going on. Unless the user game is finished, this one is not going to work. Fine. So like that you can see, and automatically this will be positioned. There is an also called food. That is how we have used it in my example now called app.js. You can see we are using this example name called food. Create food. So in create food of the specific interval time, this will be automatically created, and the snake will eat and increase the size of the code. Okay, that's it. And now the CSS has been given. If you want to add certain image, certainly you can add it. Otherwise, this is the first game which we can see how it is running and giving you the better example. Okay, thank you.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.